What's up, guys? It's Powerbang here, and I have an attack for you. Wanted to do a quick breakdown on this base and kind of show you guys what I was thinking. It's my latest war attack. Didn't get a chance to record this one live. Had the wife and kids climbing all over me like I'm a jungle gym, but was able to squeak this one in before I hit the road tomorrow. Have a family member that was given a very short time to live, so I'm going to go pay my respects and make a visit. So had to squeak in an attack before we got out of town. So, a little bit of a bummer on the personal side, and it probably filtered over into an earlier video I put up. A little bit frustrated with just things in general, and then to have some frustrating things happen in this game, just kind of got a little bit pissed off. And wanted to apologize for that. No, I probably came off a little bit more negatively than I probably should have and intended to. So I basically just took down the video and wanted to focus more on some of the positive things that we have coming up on the channel. I've got a lot of really cool stuff coming up in the near future, and I don't want to distract from that. So apologies if you were hurt, offended, whatever. After all, it is a game, and I'm the one that failed, so hopefully you're not too pissed off. But anyways, taking a look at this base. We're getting our asses handed to us right now in this war. We're a little bit overmatched, but it is what it is. It's a challenging opponent, and they seem to know exactly what to do on our bases. So we're not too upset about it, but we would like to play better on the offensive side. So for this base, the first thing I see when I come to it as far as a scouting perspective are these air defenses and the queen right next to each other. So immediately I'm thinking air attack. And then if you look at how many, potential double spots there are in this base, it's just, a lot to deal with from a hogging perspective. So I was like, all right, hogs are going to be, out as there are, literally 10 to 12 locations in this base that could have double bombs. Not all of them make sense, obviously, but there's a lot of weird stuff for hogs. So immediately I was like, all right, I'm going to hit this via the air. And the obvious side is this bottom left, the southwest side. So some considerations that I was having when I was, kind of formulating the army is the first thing I wanted to do was a shattered entry. So 2 golems because I wanted both of these air defenses to go down, and the queen and the clan castle. So we know from earlier attacks that these guys are really favoring the Valkyrie and the dragon in the clan castle. My goal, because I could get that queen to jump over the wall and basically just hang out in this compartment, my goal was to bring 4 rage spells and no jumps. So in the first compartment here, I was going to drop a rage dedicated specifically to the CC and just kind of see how that goes. So the one thing that I was, considering as I was prepping for this attack was when I dropped my golems in, I didn't want to come narrowly at these 2 defenses because I was kind of worried that there was going to be like external Teslas or something over here that would have kind of screwed me because I'm trying to create my funnel, but there wasn't. Let's go ahead and take a bigger angle, something like this. That way, if there are Teslas, they're going to pop up, and that's going to keep my wizards safe when I go ahead and create my funnel to get into this base. So once the golems are down, a couple wizards here to start cleaning up those buildings. Same thing over here, a couple wizards, and get that queen going in the middle. And then once that queen's going, the buildings are going to start to go down relatively quickly, and then once that happens, we're going to go ahead and drop in some wall breakers. And those wall breakers, the goal was to basically target the center portion of the wall, get that broken open, and then send in the golems that are going to go tank. So that's the master plan. So once that happens, the goal was to get down the air defenses. Mark those. And then we have these 2 clustered air defenses left remaining over here, along with the sweepers and the expos are kind of like the primary threats. One thing to consider was that these wizard towers were not near any air defenses, and I knew those could potentially be a problem if I didn't target them specifically. So the first thing that I wanted to do was when I sent in my hounds, I wanted to come from really steep angles. The first one I wanted to send in all the way from this side of the map, to run it by the wizard tower and then kind of trickle in some balloons. And then when I sent my balloons, I was going to send them in like 2 here to the wizard tower to make sure that went first, and then a couple here, and just kind of trickle them in. And then my second hound wanted to take a different angle and fly them directly over these buildings here because they're air targeting. So that'll give me a little shielding and, you know, get through the first part of the base. The rages that I was going to use, I had 3 left. I wanted to use one kind of in here to help basically go into this air sweeper that is pointed that direction. And then my plan was to kind of use another one here, getting those balloons in, and then a third one on the backside somewhere over in this area here to get into that last air defense. But things are going to get a little bit weird, as you can see in this replay when I give it a start here. But the last portion of this raid was I knew that I was going to be able to get the first wizard tower, the second wizard tower, the third wizard tower, get all those down. And the goal was to get this last one over here. I didn't think my kill squad was going to sweep that wide. And the goal was to basically hold one of my balloons back and trail it in to distract that wizard tower as the others, the rest of the balloons make their approach to go ahead and take it out. So that's the master plan here. Let's go ahead, start the raid, see what happens, and we'll go ahead and check this bad boy out. So the golems, again, I sent kind of wide here to make sure I'd pop any Teslas if they happen to be external to the base. And then a couple wizards on each side to go ahead and get that funnel started. So the queen goes down in the middle like we talked about. Wizard's going to go ahead and create it nice and wide there on both the left and the right side. So very nice job creating that funnel. The defenses are starting to go down. At this point, the golems head in, and my wall breakers are going to be going in as soon as this barracks is just about dead. The problem here is I was a little bit slow, and what happened was the enemy queen locks onto my queen before the golem. So I had to pop my ability early. She goes ahead and takes out the dragon, takes out the Valkyrie, and I'm just like, okay. So I send the king in late just because I knew he didn't need to be in there taking damage. So he basically alternates as a third tank and heads in ahead of everything else at this point, and he's beating on that wall. The queen takes out the first air defense, so half of the mission is accomplished. Got the CC down, the queen's down, and the first air defense is down. And she's going to switch to the second air defense now and get that taken out. The Barb King locks onto the enemy Barb King, takes him out. You see my Hound comes in from the location we talked about. And then had a little bit of trouble deploying my first set of balloons. The second one was really sticky. After 3 or 4 taps, it heads in. Send in the Lava Hounds, and at this point I'm like, oh crap, I see 3 Teslas up here. So I modify my deployment strategy a little bit, and I go heavy on the defenses that are up here and then drop a rage a little bit higher than I wanted to. And that was to make sure that I got through this area, took out those Teslas, and then 2 of my balloons were to take out this Tesla over on the top corner, and then also get in to take out that wizard tower. So that's going to be successful. And at this point, I didn't see the mortar there, and I thought the balloons were going to path down at this point. So I dropped my trailing loon in, and it was a little bit too soon. So it was basically wasted and worthless. And now at this point, I was like, okay, I got a golem there. Oh, wait, no, I don't. It dies. So now at this point, I'm a little bit worried. I have a ton of balloons left, but I can't remember exactly how much health they have. And with each shot, it's getting a little bit closer, and he's taking down 1 balloon by, 1 here. Gets them down to the red, but they, at the last second, take that wizard tower out. I've got goblins cleaning up the resources on the other side already. The pups are going to help finish up the buildings over there, and this is basically going to end in 3 stars for the good guys. So that is kind of how the attack worked out, guys. Hopefully the scout was helpful on, this style of base. It was a little bit of a tricky base, had some weird pathing. I thought it was a pretty decent base overall, but was able to take it down and break out of the slump. So Powerbang is out of the slump. Don't have to worry about the 98% 2-star this time, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to get us over the hump to win this war. We'll see. We got a lot of work to do so far, but, we'll see what happens. Anyway, it's going to be out of town tomorrow, guys. I'll try to get an upload up tomorrow night when I get home, but it'll be real late. That being said, this is Powerbang signing out till next time. I will catch you guys later.
Thanks so much, guys, for checking out my video. If you feel like you learned something here today and you're a better attacker for having watched it, your clanmates will probably feel the exact same way. So do me a favor, share this video with them, get them to the channel, and chances are your clan's going to be exploding for 3 stars from top to bottom before you know it. Thanks, and we'll catch you next time.